People look at me and say, "Turn to stone." Wrong word, I did not turn to stone. I simply stopped. The sun the morning I died, I was certain it would never rise again. The sky was not blue. It was gray, and it meant to kill us. My name is Marcus, and I am one of the ones who heard the city's last screams before it went silent forever. I still hear them. Because for me, that day never ended. Vesuvius was always there, sleeping. Nobody thought it was a monster. I was a slave once. When my master died, his will gave me my freedom. In Pompeii, I worked in a small fulling house, a laundry. My first work earned with my own hands. My mother, Servilia, she still served too, but I had her freed as well. She was old by then, her legs no longer carried her. That morning, getting my bread, I felt the ground tremble, just slightly. The baker laughed. "Again?" he said. We said it was just a small tremor. We were wrong. It was the Earth's last warning to us. I visited my mother every morning. I brought her bread. That day, I brought it too. She smiled and said, "The air feels strange today, Marcus." I laughed too. I thought the air was always strange. I did not know that this would be the last ordinary morning I would ever see with her. It was midday. First, we heard no explosion, only a roar, as if from beneath the earth, from inside the mountain itself. When I saw that black cloud rise, miles into the sky, my blood ran cold. It looked like a pine tree, a wide trunk, then branches spreading at the top. But this was no tree. This was a cloud of death. The birds stopped. The wind stopped. In the street, everyone stopped, stared. No one knew what to do. In that moment, everything was so silent, as if the world itself was holding its breath. And then, the stones began to fall. At first, small white stones, pumice, light, almost like a game. Then they grew larger. They began striking the rooftops. People began to run. I ran to my mother's house. We lived through night in the middle of day. The sun vanished, as if someone had extinguished the sky. We lit our lamps, but the light drowned in the ash. The streets were no longer familiar. Everything was gray. Everything looked the same. Everyone was screaming each other's names. I screamed too. "Mother! Mother!" But I could not even hear myself. The ash burned our lungs. With every step, the ground grew hotter beneath us. Pumice had piled to my knees. Every step was a battle. Neighbors passed me, eyes wide with terror, no one stopping to help. Everyone had their own fear. Everyone had a name they were searching for. At last, I reached my mother's door. I opened it. She was inside, in the corner, her eyes fixed on me.
"Marcus," she said, her voice shaking, Go to the harbor. I will only be a burden to you."
Her legs had not carried her for years. She could not even stand, not without my help.
Outside, in the street, people ran toward the harbor. There were ships, there was escape, there was hope.
I looked at my mother's hands, the hands that gave me life, hands that begged my master to set me free. "No," I said, "I will not leave you." I lifted her into my arms. She was light, light as a bird. Age had made her so small. I walked toward the door, but outside was no longer outside. The heat came like a wall. We could not breathe. I set her down and covered her with myself. I held her one last time, the woman who bore me, who raised me, who begged for me. When the heat wave swallowed the city, everything ended. 1 second of heat, then nothing, not even pain. It was too fast to be pain. Time stopped for us in that second. I was still holding her. She was still in my arms. Thousands of years later, you see us with the fear of our final moment. We stand behind glass. Tourists look. They take photographs. We were simply living until history turned us to stone. But I want you to know something. I could have escaped. The harbor was there, the ships were there. I chose. I did not leave my mother. And if I could return to that moment, I would make the same choice again. Because some things cannot be left behind. My mother gave her last breath, held against me, and I am still here, holding her close.